Hi, Assalamu alaikum. Sulaiman Rahim here. Message of the Covenant, break of the seven seals. Brothers and sisters, rip off 2, follow up of rip off 1 for those of you that viewed it. Brothers and sisters, the great rip off. You see those 2 children right there? Slavery. These are pictures from actual so-called slavery. And you see that girl there? Little girl. You know what the future's going to be like? See, we were the hope of their future. We was the hope. See, because they had nothing. All they had was hope that one day they'd be free of this monster. See, that was going to rape her multiple times, maybe 100 times before her life was over. She was going to bear master's children. See, she was going to do all kinds of despicable acts for master. That was going to be her future. That was her future. Be whipped, beaten, see? Watch her children being snatched away from her, sold, whether it was master's children or some other slave child. And with some other black slave child, well, she might get killed for that because she wasn't allowed to sleep with another slave unless master authorized it, because that was incentive. See, if you work real hard and you produce more than anybody else, you sleep with her on this weekend. See? So she had to sneak around to even be with a black man at the risk of her life. See? Because the master reserved the right to break her in and have anything to do with her, do anything he wanted to do with her, relentlessly, unrelenting rape through her entire life. That was her future. That was her future. That was the best future she was going to have. Eating garbage, shitlings. That was her future. Raggedy clothes, working out naked, so a taskmaster could jump off his horse and hit it anytime he want to. See, also as incentive for the slave. See, because you can see a naked body, but you can look, but you better not touch. That's where that came from. See, so you want to touch that, then you better produce some extra bales of hay or extra bales of cotton. That was her future. You can see it on her face. You can see it on her face. And look at the boy there. Tell her, he looked like he's already dead. He can look into his future and see there's nothing but hell. He can look at him. Look, he's looking into his crystal ball or something and see he does but hell. He knows he has no future. Not with master. He's going to be raped, butt broken. He better not ever say sass. He better smile every time master beat him, because he better smile all the time, because if he shows any kind of dissatisfaction, anything with what master was doing, right? He wouldn't just be hung. He had to be beaten and everything else and burned and everything, and then finally hung. Hung was just, that was the last. After everything else they did to him, castrate him, burn him, see? Watch his sisters and mom and everything be raped, forced to help rape him, hold him down while master's raping. This way, look at him. Now, what you think they would think of you? Laying up with master now. Oh man, hey bro, what's happening, man? We this and we that. See, head solely up master's ass. Fully up master's ass. Loving master, marrying master. And no mention of them at all. You don't even think about them. Or we don't talk about that's the past. You dismiss them. They're like they were shit. You dismiss them. You don't want to avenge them, because that's the only hope they had. That one day You was going, there the seed's going to stand up and do something to Master and get your ass out of the way from as far Master as possible. But you don't want that. You want to stay here with Master. You ain't going nowhere. That's what Farrakhan's telling you. See? I want to stay and watch. You sit around and watch NBA and NFL and Master just put, just like he did the Native Americans, give them trinkets. Next thing you know, they had trinkets and the devils had the land. So they give you trinkets, video games, NFL, NBA. You're sick. See? And a lot of you is bought into that. And those you bought into that, right? And spreading that garbage. I'm not talking about the demons. We know what we're going to do with them. You, we got news for you. Because you're going to go down with the devils too. See? Because they will condemn you. They will spit on your face. They will shit on you if they could see you now. If they could see you now, if they could look in the future and see you right now, if they come forward, they would despise you as much as you despise them. Because every time you say, oh, we love America, wave the flag, you saying they wasn't worth shit, their suffering didn't mean nothing. You didn't try to avenge them or anything. Somebody go out there and beat your mother down, beat her to death. Beat her to death. And then you want to be friends with them. Let's hang out and everything. You just beat your mama down. Oh man, that's the past, man. You know, let's bygones be bygones. We're gonna be good Christians. Woo! 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 Are you effing serious? Watch. All right, you think this drama? You watch the drama. It's gonna take place in a few more days. See, when false Israel goes down, and your God that you truly believe in, Satan, is taken down. See, and there's no one to protect your ass anymore, to defend you, and your ass belongs to us. Oh, see, then you're gonna understand, because we ain't playing with you. We ain't playing with you, because that makes no sense whatsoever. What these people did to us is unspeakable. And for you to be loving on them, calling them bro, marrying up with them, I'm talking about your demons. I know that's what you're going to do. I'm telling you vipers out there. See? You know what this brother keeps telling you about the COINTEL, you know, Brother Malik COINTEL? See, it's other, he didn't tell you the other part. He probably get around to it. But they said the other part is to break it up into fighting, you know, separate groups, opposing groups, right? But that's what you got, you vipers. I'm with Elijah Muhammad. You got your little thing going over there. You work for the devil. Because that's where you keep division going. Well, I got my little temple over here. I got my little temple over there. I ain't talking about just Silas. He's doing part of it too. I got my little, see? So keep people all divided. So if they wake up a little bit, then you grab them. See, you did to grab them. Oh, come over here. This is what Elijah taught. Come my little temple over here. When the truth is right in front of your face, but you don't want the truth because you would the viper, you were the devil. That's why, because if you was with Elijah Muhammad, you would recognize this truth. You would recognize a heartbeat. You'd have been with this truth and heartbeat. But you out there, you're the part of that group that says we got to set all these opposing groups and things. That's not proper wording, but that's what they meant. Cause division, confusion. So you got little temples out there. Oh, I got my little temple 13. I got my little temple 15. All this other kind of stuff. This Eric brother, so-called brother, he's full of shit. He don't know anything. He's blind as hell. But he's out there, and how you think they run this thing? They're getting paid. You know, like informers. You know, remember how they took the Black Panthers down? They had informers all over the place. They took in Martin Luther King same way. They revealed afterwards, and he was killed. All the people on the balcony with him was agents. So you got all these people around here talking, oh, I'm with Elijah. No, I call them time makers. I'm with Elijah, right? And I'm with this and all. They ain't with nobody. They out there to confuse you, to keep you divided, to block you from seeing the real truth. That's what they are for. Hey, we don't have a problem with that. Because all you do is exposing yourself so we can easily get you. See, because that's what you want. When you're trying to purify gold, right, you don't want no fake gold in there, you know, pretending, because you might make a mistake and pull out and think it's okay. No, we want it to expose itself. But these children right here, look at them. they got a future that's you can't even believe. And you was the only hope, and then you come along and you want to stick you sticking here straight up master ass calling it honey. Eating as much as you can. And you forgot about them. You don't care about them. You don't want to avenge them. Oh no, we don't avenge anybody. We Christians. But the so-called Christian, the white Christian, they avenge every damn thing. See, because you're a coward. That's why you don't want to stand up. See? Because you ain't no damn good. You're a coward and you ain't no damn good. I'm not talking about you demons. We know who you are. We know who Farrakhan and all other people is. We talking about you other ones. See, Elijah Muhammad he said that. Go get his tape. He says, what Muslims believe. He said, after all they went through, and you making love with them now and part, he says, how do you feel? How do you feel? You wanted to make love with them and be with them and everything else after all they did? And like you just wash on the water. Hey, bro, you see him? Hey, bro. And they come to me, the devils. Hey, bro, I'm getting, get the hell out there. Look at me like I'm crazy. Because I mean, whatever you doing with you, and I ain't your bro. No, I'm probably the most hated person in the gym over there because everybody got the word. Nobody bothers me anymore. Because I definitely have no time with them. Now I have no time with the Negroes that got to help their ass with them. I despise them for the sake of those two children right there. See, because I'm going to be their spirit. I'm their spirit of hope. See, that's going to avenge them. It says, the day of their wrath has come. The wrath of Suleiman and the wrath of Master Farad Muhammad. It says, who will be able to stand? I'm their spirit of hope that they was hoping for. Because their hope wasn't in vain. Their suffering wasn't in vain. And I'm the spirit of their hope. See? And we're going to make sure that nobody ever touch our people like that again, especially our females. We're going to make sure nobody ever even think about it. If they get thought coming in their head, they have a heart attack. Oh, man. If they even thought even in their head, they have a heart attack for fear of thinking about touching us in any kind of way. Because that should never have been done. See, they talk about Elijah Muhammad's teachings. Why don't they talk about the part about the tyrant? He talk about this tyrant. See, he says the devil's going to hell, but there's going to be a separate hell for you vipers out there. You ain't know about that one, did you? See, that's like I was there, so I know what Elijah Muhammad taught. And they called him the tyrant. See, he'd be the tyrant, and he would have all you be given to him. He said he'd take you in the form of slavery, worse than what we went through. See? And he said you'll never come out of it. But he said the only chance you got is your children. They will be tried and tested, and if they meet the standard, they'll be allowed to come out and join the rest. But they'll be tattooed as being sons and daughters of you. So they'll be everlasting. So their children will still bear that for the rest of until eternity. That tattoo, everything child that they're born comes from them would have that tattoo. So nobody's going to marry them, right, outside of their group. So it'll just be their group, but they always had that tattoo that they was part of that. You Negroes out there that got your head so far master's ass, and you despise your ancestors. You don't avenge them. You don't stand up for them. You don't even care nothing about them. All you can do, well, as long as you get NFL, NBA, you get some damn chitlins and some damn wine, and you happy. See, and get you one of master's daughters, or your master's son, and you happy. F them. That's in the past, man. They should have rebelled. They should have fought back. That's your ancestors. And they suffered. And the women suffered even more because they had to go and sneak demon. Because for you to even be here, because without the master, we'd all be demons. Okay, I say my piece. You think it's idle talk? Okay, you watch out. You better start reading the scripture a little better. Start reading the Quran a little better. This is another joke. See? We know who you are. Because you already told us who you are. You're all over TV and everything telling us who you are. We see out there with all your bullshit. Because if you wasn't that, you'd be with this message. See? No, we're not close that fast. Okay, let's get to our main, the great ripoff. Now, I talked about that. I said we ripped off. Now, pretty much, we're still in the same condition. We're still in a cage. You don't understand it. They still got us in a cage. It's just a sophisticated cage that you can't get out of, that you don't even realize you're in. And you got people like Farrakhan and demons telling you, hey, man, we ain't going nowhere. Everything's cool here. We're making progress. Ain't you tired of being ripped off? All the nations are rich and powerful because of you. And you ain't got shit. You got the Arabs. They filthy rich over there. You know, the average Arab over there, right? They don't have to work anything. You know, they come over here. They get money to come over here and go to school and stuff. They don't have to do any work or anything. You don't see them doing any work, right? They get money, get cars, get a whole 9 yards, come over here, go to school, and they go back. And they go back to mansions and beautiful houses. Some of them got tallest, make golden tallest and stuff. That's the average Arab over there in Arabia. Because all that oil resources, that's yours, that's your land. See? They filthy rich off of it. And how much of it you get? None. You get to pay high oil prices at the thing. That's your gas, that's your oil, that's your resources. All the resources are yours. But you don't know it. And they make sure you don't know it. They got people like Farrakhan stand guard over you to make sure you never know it. Because you're not going nowhere. Read the Abrahamic covenant. Farrakhan said, well, that's applied to us, the part, the suffering part. But the reward part, oh, he don't talk about that part. That's right. That's the next sentence. The very next sentence. Very next verse, that we're going to turn to our land, and its borders are between Ethiopia and the Euphrates River, which is Arabia. That's our land. We covered it with sand and protected 50,000 years ago, and we're returning. But he said, we ain't going nowhere, but he's claiming he teaches Elijah Muhammad's teachings. And they filthy rich. And what do you got? Bills. See? If you even got that, you may be homeless. And they filthy rich over there. They don't have to do anything. The average person doesn't have to do anything. They just get their money from the government. They don't have to do anything. Just lay back. In some kind of paradise. But that's yours. And then take false Israel. Stolen identity. See, the Arabs stole your land. They have possession of your land. They stole your land. That's the rip off there. But now false Israel, they stole your identity. So now they filthy rich. You know, they say they're the most richest people on the planet per capita. See? They get billions and billions of dollars from America every year. See, they get all this here because they claim they Israel. So therefore, everybody's buying into that. Everybody's not buying into it because America's doing it on purpose. They know they know who the true Hebrew. They know who we are, but they sit up there as a prop to convince people that you ain't and they are. And they're the richest people on the planet per capita. If you don't know what that means, look it up. See? Stolen identity, because they stole your identity. And we talk about China and India. They took all your jobs. Detroit was like a black Mecca, and now all those jobs. Detroit is a basket case now because all the jobs shipped over there to China. China's a very powerful country, almost as powerful as America, maybe even more so in some respects. See, rip off. India, right? The IT stuff, artificial intelligence, computers and stuff, right? Now they find to be the best in the world when you are. See? And so they take all your IT jobs. See, the ones they can't sell overseas, right? They bring them over here. See? And then your agricultural jobs and your administrative jobs, everything else, they got them come across the border. Everybody's getting rich off of you. See, you the elephant that the parasites are sucking the blood. Ain't you tired? You should be tired because you should be anemic by now. You should be almost out of blood because they're going to suck you dry. Ain't you tired of that? And we even mention America. America's so rich, they're rich, their brothers. How you think Europeans guys is rich? Because America funded them. They're getting the money from America. And where's America getting it from? It's getting from your creativity. It's getting from your labor. 400 years of free labor. Anybody be rich on that one. For your dedication, your devotion, you go and fight up to fight their wars and things. See, you don't come back PTSD, but they do. Unless you're a demon. You're the gold and silver, right? You're the treasure of America. That's what we're trying to turn Exodus. The gold and silver went out, and that bankrupted Egypt. Not financially, in every respect. Music, where's all the music come from in the world? Here. Where's all the innovation come from here? You keep talking about, no, show me any innovation in any other country in the world. Show me. I ain't talking about copycat stuff. They copy, show me innovation. Show me something they created that's some invention that's totally theirs. I ain't talking about copying or improving, right? I'm talking about innovation. Cars, trains, boats. Well, not boats, right? See? Cars, trains, because boats, everybody had that for thousands of years, right? Trains, cars, planes, internet. You see? Atomic bomb, all this stuff. Innovation came out of here. So why didn't it come out of Europe? Why does it not come out of China? Even to this day, it's not coming out any place else but here. Because we're here. That's the big secret they don't want you to know. See? And they got the demons, they come in, that's their whole purpose. They come in incognito, wolves in sheep clothing, right? And they steal your ideas and run it back to Master, because Master knows what the hell you're talking about. Master idea of music is Beethoven and Mozart. That shit doesn't even move your finger. And you know it. It don't even mean anything to you. You see? So you want some rap, you want some blues, you want some jazz, some Motown. That moves you, that's our music, that's our spirit. The whole world is moving to that music. They ain't moving to no King Chong Hyun, right? None of that stuff. See, no banjo, oh my baby, she went home, she left me with a potato, I'm so home, I'm so hungry. No, bullshit like that. That's what they was doing, the square dancing and stuff. They love Michael Jackson because he taught them choreography. That's not dancing. That's not dancing. See? In other words, you choreograph, so you got, it's like having footprints on, and you follow the footprints. That's not dancing, but they look like they're dancing, and they love it, because the same thing with Chubby Checker. When he came out with the twist, oh, you old wife was doing a twist, and that was supposed to be dancing. That wasn't dancing. See? But it looked like they was hip, they was dancing. See? Because dancing comes from the heart, and we got the most sophisticated heart that beats all kinds of frequencies and things. There's a report on that. I'm not going to go to that, right? And we hear. See, we can hear all the frequencies. We can sense all the frequency, all the vibrations of sound. They can't. See, you don't know that. They can't. So when they're dancing, they dance to the frequencies and the vibration that they hear. So they are dancing. But you say, man, you hear frequency they don't hear, and you say, what's they doing? They ain't dancing. To them, that's what they're dancing to what they hear and they're feeling. See? But we can feel and sense frequencies and vibrations, so much further advanced than they can. See? So that's why we do more. That's why we're so musical. That's why we sing things, make all these songs and music and dance, all that kind of stuff that they can't do. Because they don't sense it. Like most of them wear glasses anyway, because they don't have bad eyesight. See, and they put that bad gene on to lie of us. That's an indication right there. See, that's another thing too. See, it said Moses and the Son of Man said that vision would remain, even old age, their vision remains solid. Farrakhan wearing glasses all his damn life. He can barely see now. He got glasses. Why wear them all the time? You never seen Farrakhan on it? Well, you might have seen earlier when no glasses when he was younger. But he wore glasses even back then, when he wasn't doing a performance. He's a performer. And he outdid himself this Sunday. so-called Savior's Day 2022. Oh, he outdid himself because he was a master clown on that one. He was a master clown. He outdid himself. He's been a fool and what they call it, joker. Remember on the card, got a joker and a fool, right? He's been that ever since Elijah Muhammad left. See? He was a sycophant. He tells you he didn't believe in Elijah Muhammad. He was a hypocrite. He didn't turn hypocrite after Elijah Muhammad left. He was a hypocrite while Elijah Muhammad was here because he said he was doubting Elijah Muhammad even when he was his minister. Don't you pick up on this stuff? He said he was doubting him even then. That means he's a hypocrite when Elijah Muhammad was right here. Elijah Muhammad knew it. He was a hypocrite in Elijah. He looked at Elijah Muhammad's face and pretended he loved him and everything else, and he was doubting all the time that he was even who he was. But he was still there. He was a hypocrite before Elijah Muhammad even left. The man's a stone cold coward. It's talking about, well, when the wolves come, right? I mean, when the wolves come, right? When they come knock on the door, right? He said, well, Farrakhan, man, he said the good leaders, right? They stand up. Man, what Farrakhan did when the wolves came knocking, Farrakhan took his head and hid, ran and hid, and he left all the sheep out there by themselves. People died. They don't tell you this part about Farrakhan. People died. People had invested their whole life, especially pioneers. There was elderly invested their whole life in Elijah Muhammad's message. They invested their whole life in apartments and houses, all that kind of stuff owned by the Nation of Islam, jobs and everything. And a lot of people was out of prison because of the Nation of Islam. They was on parole to the Nation of Islam because you know how that works. And when they took that down, that was lost. A lot of people went back to prison. A lot of men are still in prison now. A lot of people died. He even said so. A lot of them went crazy because there was no Nation of Islam and they got rid of it. They didn't care about what happened to the people in the process. People lost their jobs. People went hungry. People went homeless. No, I was 26 at the time. So I lost everything. I was a foreman for Muhammad Street newspaper. My car was financed through Elijah Muhammad's bank, right? I lived on Elijah Muhammad complex, right? The big complex he had on I think 87th Street, right across the street from that. I forgot the name of that school. That liar minister go. He's some kind of principal, something there, right? You see what I'm saying? And there was a school for my children. I didn't have any children at the time. So I had almost no contact with devils. And all that was lost in an instant. But see, I was young enough to recover. But a lot of people wasn't young enough to recover. They was all in and they lost everything. And like I said, some died, he didn't tell you that part. Because he ran off and let them eat the wolves, eat everybody up. He was running away and hid. And he come back after the coast is clear. To finish off what was left. That's the asshole he is. He's a coward. Now have him tell me I'm a lion. Because I was there. Present in Chicago. I wasn't in New Jersey observing. I was right there in Chicago. Lost everything. My wife at the time, right, she passed not too long ago, right? Broke my heart, but because of the war, but she just couldn't have any children. She knew the message. She ran his dress shop. All that was gone. It broke her heart because she was such a. I know it broke her heart because she was she was a warrior. She was a warrior, right? And she told me, I never told this to anybody. I don't know if I should say it now. Right? I used to get angry at her, but she told me she had a dream that I was the Son of Man. Great. First of all, she said she prayed that she would. I said, why would you pray that you're going to marry the Son of Man? They said she prayed all since she was since she knew anything about, because her brother was like a minister in Peoria. What's that? Indiana? Is that? I think that's what Indiana. That's what Peoria is. Anyway, I said, why would you pray for something like that? Because if you get somebody like that, can you ready to deal with somebody like that? Because because you think that person is perfect, but if you ain't perfect, you have a problem. I used to tell her, stop doing that. She tell people, I said, stop doing that. And all the way to her death, that she always thought that. You know, see? And we didn't part. We didn't part angrily. It's just she couldn't have children, so we divorced. But I told her, I said, I'm always back, got your back no matter what, and I did. See? And every time we went somewhere, you know, I would move or something. I look around, she done moved in the same neighborhood, right? And I said, you have access to my children. You're not gonna go childless. And I kept that promise. And she raised my children. We didn't have to have what they call it, child care kind of stuff, right? Either children go over to her, or she'll come over and watch the children all the time. And they look at her like she was like a nanny or something, you know, a godmother or something. They loved her. They all loved her. See, and she passed away, and it broke my heart really, because I wanted her to get all the way to the hereafter. If anybody deserved to get it, would be her, because she had a whole mind on that. I mean, she was do crazy fast and everything else. She was gonna make it. So she said, yeah, she had no heart set. She was gonna make it. See? And she always tell me, why not go over and kick Farrakhan's ass? Because she thought, I know you're gonna take Farrakhan down. What you waiting for? I said, it can't be like that, Anissa. It can't be like that. You see? But understand, brothers and sisters. I mean, ain't you tired? You go to court and somebody from China is the judge. He don't know nothing about you. They claim, oh, well, jury, your peers. They ain't your peers. You go in your heart, ever see a black person on the jury anyway. And they are probably a damn demon, and they're gonna be trying to oppress the white folks, so they're gonna put you in jail forever, just to show that they ain't prejudiced. We backwards. That's why they put a lot of black people in charge of HR. Because they know they ain't gonna hire no more black people. Because they're trying to impress white folks that they ain't prejudiced. And they're gonna hire all white folks. I've been through it. You know, I had my last job in Chicago was a Time magazine. Before I came to New Jersey, started my own business, start buying and selling houses and stuff, right? I left in 80 I think January 84 or something like that. Because they had that real bad winter in 83. But I had that, and the thing is, when I went there, they gave this test. See, and the test only got 5 questions on it. And the guy told me to take the whole day off to do it. I said, for 5 questions? He said, you're going to need them. Well, how the hell am I going to take all day off for damn 5 questions? So I humored him. I took the 5 day off for that 5. And he was right. You need them, because it wasn't like you had to do. You got a question. You had to write some code to figure this out. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. See, and I got one of the questions. Like I said, I'm a mathematician. One of them I recognized right away. I could solve with calculus, which was like take a couple of minutes to do it. But normally, if you didn't know calculus, you would have to do. You see, knowing calculus is one thing, but knowing how to apply calculus is a whole different issue. So you can learn calculus, but knowing how to apply it. That's the biggest thing about calculus, knowing where to apply it and how to apply it. Because knowing it is one thing, like you have a tool, but you don't know how to apply it, right? So I knew both. I saw it, man, bam, I knocked it out in like 5 minutes. So they said it take about 5 hours to do this thing, by hour for each one. But I had it done about 4 hours, and I turned it in. And they'd send it out to some psychiatric thing, right? Psychoanalysis thing or whatever. I don't know what that's all about. But I suppose look into your cycle, because they want all your notes and everything you took while you was doing, you know, everything you taking, you got to give it back to them. So they did all that, and it was a black guy. He was HR in charge of it. So he came and told me, because they didn't have any black folks up in there. They had one black girl up in there. Everybody else was white. And the guy when I came back, he says, "Man," he said, "Do you know nobody's ever completed that test in less than 5 hours?" That's what he told me. Right? See? So they brought me on, and I was older than everybody, because everybody else was right out of college. See? And I was like, see, what was I? 34 at the time. I was 34. Everybody was like mid-20s, right? So I got a lot of harassment and stuff, right? See? And well, I actually enough stuff go with that. But I'm just telling you, this black guy, he's the one who recommended that test, because he knows it's gonna keep black folks out. See, because I recognize it, because most black folks don't get that kind of education anyway. And I didn't get the education from them. I taught myself calculus. You see, I recognized early that I'm going to school and paying these people, right, to teach me, and what did they pick up a damn book? I said, hell, I can read. I can go get the book myself and teach myself. And that's why I taught myself calculus. I taught myself trigonometry, vectors. I taught myself all that stuff. Physics, nuclear physics. I taught myself that stuff. And I know it very well. Okay. So, I said, I can read the books. I said, study my own. And I taught myself. Okay. So, because the way they teach you is all backwards. And when I did go to their classes, I said, man, how are they teaching this way? That's wrong. That's wrong. Because I could recognize that didn't make any sense what they was teaching. Because I had my grandchild, right? I was helping her out, and I was seeing the way they was giving us. I said, what the hell is this? I couldn't figure. I'm a mathematician. I couldn't figure it out myself. When I looked at it, I saw what the trick was. See, and I showed her the trick because they asked us this thing. So you probably won't understand it. But I said, just put brackets, because they say, well, 5 times x times y plus a minus 5 plus, and don't have no, so you don't know where to do the addition or subtraction. It's all, and you're confused. And you got to come and say, so I showed, I says, put brackets. So you know, they do this operation first, this operation. I told, don't tell the rest of the children. Don't tell the teacher you know that. So now she's acing it. Now, that's a simple thing they could have told these children. But they teach you backwards because they do it on purpose. See? So this is the kind of stuff that we have to go through. See? So, brothers and sisters, like I said, aren't you tired of being ripped off? You're always sitting around with nothing. And your land is being, the resource of your land is making those people rich over. That's your land. Your identity theft. That's your identity. Because Israel's getting rich your identity. All those jobs, the creative power behind those jobs, they send industrial jobs to China, was from you. Right? The creative side of those IT jobs, they send to India and they bring them over here to do them. That came from you. But you don't understand, they're never going to tell you that. And so you sitting around, right, in a shit department, talking about NFL, NBA, and all this other bullshit they tell you. You have nothing. And everybody's got rich off you. America's got rich off you. Everybody, and even the gays, they getting rid off your struggle. Oh, well, we're minorities, and they ain't got nothing to do with us. Hell, pedophiles are a minority too, ain't they? Rapists are a minority too, ain't they? So you gonna get them benefits because they're minority? See, they piggyback off us too. See, they got powerful because they piggyback because the civil rights movement, and they identify with the civil rights movement. So now they almost got control of America. They're telling everybody you got to be gay to even survive. Everybody's getting rich off of you, brothers and sisters. Everybody's getting powerful off you, and what you got, nothing. Because you don't want to hear this message. And then people like Farrakhan tell you got to stay here, you got to stay on the map. Oh, we're going to get 6 days. You still be on the master's thumb. You think you're going to put your 6 days and let you be independent? And that's a big joke too. I'm gonna let this go in a minute. But do you think these things true? Okay, he gives you your 6 states. He give them to you, and then he give everybody $1 million. You're gonna reparation. Well, it's going to say all 30. It's really 17 million of us. The other 17 million are demons. There's master children. But say we all over there, and so they give everyone $1 million, and they give you 6 states or whatever. So now, oh man, look, we got everything now. First of all, you ain't even prepared for it because Farrakhan says that's what you should get. But is he preparing for you? He prepared engineers, scientists, architects, because he know he ain't gonna never get it. It's a damn lie. That's just something he tells you. He know he ain't gonna never get that. See? Because if he was prepared, like Christ said, if you thought that was the case, you'd be prepared for it. He preparing you for any of that. Because you know it ain't gonna never happen, and he ain't trying to give it to you. He's telling you that, right? To keep your mind off of going back home, because the Arabs are paying him big bucks, big time, Remember, Gaddafi was giving the money too to stop you from thinking about this Abrahamic covenant stuff, because he don't want this nation to come together and then decide to go back home and take that land back because it's ours. Okay? So now you're in the 6 states, you got $1 million. Immediately, they tell all the white folks here, right, to put their money in precious metals. Invest their money in precious metals. Immediately, they put all their money in precious metals, all this crypto stuff, right? And then what they do? They start printing money like you wouldn't believe. Then all of a sudden, your money is worthless. So all of a sudden, a loaf of bread, right, would cost $2 the day before. Now it costs $100, $1,000, $100,000. See? You think they wouldn't do that? Why not? See? So now, all of a sudden, that $1 million, it don't take $100,000 to make $1 million. So now you buy 10 loaves of bread and you broke. All that $1 million is going down the drain. See? And now you begging Massa to help you. Why? Now he got you on your knees. Now you want to come back. And he make sure he's gonna give you landlocked so you can't trade with anybody else. He ain't gonna give you no. He ain't gonna give you California. He's not gonna give you California. He ain't gonna give you Texas. He's not gonna give you Louisiana. See? He's not gonna give you Detroit. Any access to where you can trade to other countries, everything. He ain't gonna give that to you. You be landlocked. So next thing you're on your knees, you're begging him to come back, and now you ain't got nothing to say because he gave you reparations. He gave 6 states. You couldn't hold on to it. So now you ain't got a damn thing to say because he paid you off, and you have lost your right to the promised land because you sold it out. That's the whole story about Esau. He sold his whole inheritance out for a damn bowl of soup. That's the trick. See, because Allah honors agreements. He honors agreements. And if you take and sell your soul out, see, like that, right? You make that agreement. If you choose to make that agreement on your own, see, because it says, right, he's going to prevent you from doing it, but once you do it, it's too late. Because he says, I'm going to stop your agreement with hell. I'm not going to let you make that agreement with hell. He's going to stop from doing it. But that's what Farrakhan, you see, Farrakhan trying to make you make that agreement with hell. He says, God said, I'm not going to let that agreement stand that you got with hell. Because that's the agreement. Where's the agreement with hell? That's not Abrahamic covenant. That's the 6 state and reparations. He said he's going to prevent you from making that agreement. Because if you make that agreement, he's going to honor it. He's going to honor it. So now, he's coming to avenge you, to reward you for what you suffered and everything. And you said, okay, put it like this. You go out there and you spend years and years saving money to get a Lamborghini. Well, we'll downside a little bit to get you a BMW. No, we'll say a Benz, right? A Benz, right? So now you come in to pick it up because you don't finish paying for it. Then you got this slick Farrakhan. Oh man, you don't want that Benz, man. It's gonna be expensive to take care of that thing, man. You sure you really want that? Now you gotta pay for it, everything, right? You sure you really want that, man? Because you're gonna have insurance, all that kind of stuff, man. This thing, you know. But why don't you take this BMW over here? Just look, it's slick, it's elegant, right? Don't cost as much, don't cost you that much to maintain everything. So man, you done pay for this Benz, right? But you done talk, you take this BMW. So now you home, you get there, your wife start telling you, man, you a fool. Your friends telling you a fool. Then you finally figure it out, right? See? And then you go back and tell them out, hey man, man, what the hell? You done made the agreement. Then take it to court. The court says, man, get the hell out of here, man. You made the agreement, you signed off on it. You made that stupid move, that's your problem. You see what I'm saying? And that's what you're up against. Because if you take and sell your inheritance, those children right there, their hope for a damn 6 pork-soaked steaks and some reparations with their money that's a scam to begin with that they control, that you won't have within half of 5 seconds anyway, because you have to spend where you gonna get everything, where you gonna get your food and everything from. You got to get it from them anyway. So no matter how you're gonna control it, so now you're gonna do that, and you deserve everything you get. And the God, he won't help you no more because you sold out. You said, I'd rather have that. When you could have had the promised land, that's your reward. You could have had that, but no, you gave it up for some 6 pork-soaked steaks and some money. See, and promises from Massa. The great ripoff. And now you over here and you control by people from all the countries that don't care nothing about you. You go to court, there's a judge from China. You go to the job, right, and you got a boss from India. They don't care about you. And they look out for their own people. They do it all the time. They look out for their own people. They don't care about you. They do no more than have to deal with you, because I already dealt with them. When I went to Guam, it says when Jonathan ran away, he went with a foreign country. I did. I was working with a foreign. He said he went with a foreign. He said foreign country, but it was foreigners. I forgot how they say it, right? But that's what happened. I was with this called Covance's Indian company, and they part of the reason why I got in trouble over there. Because when trouble went down, they abandoned me. So now I had no money or nothing. I was over there, no money, nothing. These people put me in jail and put me on trial and everything else. I had not a dime. All I had was ability to get transformation back to America if I could ever get, let the people cut me loose. And they wouldn't let me loose. They were doing everything they can to keep me over there forever. I had nothing else. That's what said he went with, it was a foreign company. And I was with a foreign company called Covance's. And they didn't give a damn about me. When I got in trouble, they cut and ran and left me stranded. And I couldn't handle, not help me with my what you call what you call it? But anyway, my legal bills and stuff. They left me stranded, like I was a hot piece of shit. Ain't you tired of that, brothers and sisters? Everywhere you look, somebody that you don't even know is telling you what to do. And telling your woman what to do, and then you expect she's going to have respect for you, telling your children what to do. Everybody's got their own land, their own people. Even India told British, we don't want your rule. We might rather have our own bad rule. You say we have bad, we'd rather have a bad rule than your excellent rule. Everybody got that sense but us. And it's primarily the reason because of demons, because, see, they're trying to get you to think like demons. Demons don't want, this is their country. As far as Master has it, but it doesn't belong to Master either, because they stole it. See? But all this is theirs, that they got from their Master. And they want you, and their whole idea is to make you think that way. Think just like Master wants you to think. Stay on the plantation. Ain't no place else to go, so then you don't run off. Where you gonna run to? Oh man, we ain't going nowhere. So if you think America is the American dream is all there is, you're gonna try to be the best at it. You're gonna invest in it. But people without vision perish. So now you don't have no vision. You got Master's vision, and you build a Master's vision, which is destruction for your vision, because you have no vision. So their vision is your ultimate destruction. Instead of your vision, and that's what Suleiman, that's what Elijah Muhammad was supposed to start that. Master Muhammad came over to give you a new vision. Master Muhammad came to give you a new vision, tell you there's an alternative. We can go back home to your land. And Suleiman's the one supposed to finish the whole thing off, finish it off, get you there. See, a new vision. But they're trying to make you still with this vision. Oh, Farrakhan trying to make you think this is the only vision. See, and if you believe, if I thought the only vision, I'd be, because at one time I thought this was the vision, and I was doing good. I was very successful at it. Yeah, I tell you, I had a mini mansion, had five bathrooms. I mean, it was beautiful. See, because I didn't see the alternative. See, I wasn't sure the alternative because Elijah Muhammad was gone. I didn't know about the angel at the time. So I wasn't going to sit around, do for self. So that's what I took do for self, do, because it wasn't no nation, so I said do it for myself. And I was doing very well. Until I realized there was another vision. Then I said, oh, that was gone. That's gone. Been gone a long time ago. Because now My whole vision, all energy and everything is for our vision, the promised land. That's the true vision. See, but they make you think this is the only vision. That's the demons. And this vision, and like Muhammad told you, the Bible tells you this whole vision gonna be destroyed. America's gonna be destroyed. Everything. So why would you want 6 states in America anyway? Farrakhan tells you. He even said in the book the whole country's gonna be destroyed. So why would he want? Why would he want to keep you on a sinking boat? So you better think these things true, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum.